Hello, this is IEP Jeopardy. Okay, and I'm glad you're able to join us today for this virtual session of IEP Jeopardy, hosted by members of the Florida Youth Council. And I'm our lead member, Derek. I've been on the council for about 10 years, and I enjoyed being part of the council and being able to advocate and press the needs of youth with disabilities across the state.
Hi, I'm Christina. I've been on council for 6.5 years, and I live in Pinellas County, Florida.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I've been on the council for 1 year, and I currently live in Ocala, Florida.
Hi, I'm Chevy. I've been in the council for 5 years, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I like being on the council because I get to meet lots of new people.
Hi, I'm John Howard. I've been on the council for 2 years, and I love it. I live in Tallahassee.
Okay, now that you know our contestants today, we would traditionally be asking these questions to you, the audience, and we would give you pieces of candy out for getting the correct answers. And it's just a fun way to be able to teach you about how to take charge of your IEP meetings. But obviously, having to do this virtually today, how it's going to work is I, as the lead, will be asking my fellow contestant council members the questions, and they will be answering the questions, and we just hope you enjoy it and learn something today. So to get us started, Brandon, why don't you pick a question for us? Real quick, before we get started though, I almost forgot, we have 5 categories. Category A is kind of a general category, a hodgepodge of information. B is taking charge. C is different parts to an IEP. D is IEP related acronyms, and E covers accommodations that can be in an IEP. So Brandon, would you like to pick a category and get us started?
Let's go with yellow 30, please.
Okay, yellow 30. So parts to an IEP. So name one of the 5 parts an IEP must include.
One of the 5 parts that must include, I believe, is assistive technology or assisted technology.
Yes, that can definitely be one of the assistive technology can definitely be in a part, but actually in this case we are wanting one of the things is academic and functional goals for the following years, plus other ways to show the students progress for that year.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay though. John, I'm going to pick this one for you. We're going to go with General A. So, that's not the one I want to. Actually, I'm sorry, John. Actually, we'll still do this one. I'm sorry, but can 504 accommodations be put on an IEP?
No, 504 accommodations cannot be put on an IEP. No.
Very good, John. That's very good. And that is correct. They cannot be put on IEP. So, Chevy, would you like to pick a category for us?
Sure. I'll do green for 10.
Green for 10. So what does ADA stand for?
ADA stands for Americans with Disabilities Act.
Very good. That's absolutely correct. Americans with Disabilities Act. Christina, how about you pick one for us?
Pink for 10.
Okay, so different kinds of accommodations. So name an accommodation that can be covered in an IEP.
Transportation.
Yes, that is definitely correct. Transportation can definitely be accommodated. That was an accommodation they made for me when I was in middle school because I went out of zone and they still had to provide the bus for me. So that is definitely an accommodation. Very good. So would you like to pick another since you got that one right?
Let's go general for 30.
General for 30. Okay. Who can have an IEP?
Anybody with a disability?
That is absolutely correct. All students with, who have a disability are entitled to an IEP by law. I'm sorry, guys, my board wants to start to close. Well, I'll fix that in a minute. Sorry. Brandon, pick another one for us real quick while I get this fixed.
Let's go with general 40.
Okay, give me 1 second. General 40. So general for 40, who is in control of the IEP?
The student that is required.
Yes, definitely the student, because it's his or her IEP. So they are in charge of it. They are in control of it. Very good. Shelly, would you like to pick another one for us?
Sure. And sorry, my video is not up, but it's doing some things. I will take orange for 10.
Okay. Taking charge for 10. So what is an accommodation?
An accommodation is, it's something that can be done to help the student succeed in class.
Yes,
Or do you want a specific one?
no, that's definitely the short. That's correct. The short version is definitely correct, but the long version is basic accommodations are special tools, guidelines, or educational strategies that are designed to help the student with specific needs and succeed and reach their goals. So yes, you were right on. Very good, Chevy. John, I'm gonna pick another one for you, okay? We're gonna do.
I'll pick one.
Okay,
General for 20.
which one?
General for 20.
Okay. So, John, what is the purpose of an IEP?
The IEP is the Student Individualized Education Program. It's an official legal document that lays out the abilities, goals, accommodations, or anything that may be required to help the student reach his or her potential.
And that is absolutely correct. Very good, John. Okay, Christina, why don't you pick another one for us?
Orange for 30.
Okay, orange for 30. So where can an IEP meeting be held?
the school or anywhere the student chooses?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. It can be held anywhere, wherever you like it to be held, but generally, yes, it is held at the school, at the student school. So, very good. So, Brandon, how about you? Pick another one for us.
Let's go with pink for 40.
Okay, a different. So name another accommodation that is covered in an IEP.
There's a personal assistant for the student during school.
Yes, that can definitely be a special request accommodation. It can provide a personal aid, like you said, to help the student throughout the day. So yes, very good. Pick one more.
Let's go for. I don't know. Let's do pink 30. I'm good luck with pink.
Okay. So name another accommodation covered in the IEP.
Transportation to and from out of school activities. I believe.
Yes, transportation can definitely be covered, like we mentioned earlier, and this definitely it can be covered. So very good. Chevy, why don't you pick another one for us?
Sure. I will do green for 20.
Okay. So what does IDEA stand for?
I should definitely know this. Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, something like that.
That is absolutely correct. Very good. So why don't you pick another one for us since you got that one correct?
Sure. I'll do the same one for 30.
The which one? That was
Green.
yeah, green. Okay, sorry. So this was D for 30, acronyms and other terms. So what does AT stand for?
Assistive technology.
And that is correct. Okay, so
I'll do one.
yeah, John, I'm gonna pick this one for you. We're gonna.
I'll pick it.
Oh, okay.
I'll pick D40.
Okay, that's the
Acronyms
one I
for
was gonna
40.
get for you, so that'll work. So, what does PLOP stand for?
Present level of performance.
And that is absolutely correct. Very good, John. Brandon, pick another one for us.
Let's do green for 50.
Okay, and we're off strong. The last acronym. So, or the answer is an acronym this time. So, what does the IEP become when a student reaches the age of 22?
IEP. Right. Wait. No. IPE. IPE.
Yes. You remember what that stands for?
Off the top of my head, I can't bring it up.
It's when they become 22, the IEP becomes a IPE, like he said, which is an individual plan for employment. So basically, the IEP helps them in school, and well, once they become 22, it transitions to an IPE, which kind of focuses more on getting them sustainable employment somewhere with their skills. So very good. Christina, pick one for us.
Yellow for 10.
For 10, okay. So name the first or one of the 5 parts an IEP must include.
the goals and success for the student throughout the year?
Yes, but it also does it measures, it's a measure, it must include a measure of a student's current level of educational and his functional performance. But yeah, that's another way of saying what you said. So very good. You want to pick another while we're here, right here with you, Christina?
Let's do orange for 20.
Orange for 20. Taking charge. So who can attend the IEP meeting?
A parent, a student, a teacher, or a disability advocate.
Yes, all those are correct. And even shorter terms, basically, it can be anyone the student wants to attend. All of those answers were correct. Very good. So, Brandon, pick another one for us.
Let's go with white 50 and finish that whole
Okay.
category off.
Finishing off the general category. Who is the IEP created by?
The student.
Yes, that's the most important part. It can be created by the parents, teachers, or school personnel, but most importantly, it can be created by the student in which it will affect the most. So, yes, very good. Pick another for us.
Let's go with yellow 20.
Okay. So name another part that the IEP must include.
Extended times on tests, like
That's actually more of an accommodation, but that goes along with what this answer is. The second part it must include is all the accommodations that the student will be receiving. So you named it accommodation, but the answer was actually accommodations that they'll be, all the accommodations they'll be receiving should be listed in there. So that was right along with what we were wanting. So very good. Shay, would you like to pick another one for us?
Sure. Let's see. Orange for 40.
Okay, taking charge. So when should an IEP meeting be held?
Whenever the student or parents deem it necessary.
Yes, definitely. Generally, it's held once a year, but definitely that's correct. They can, if something special were to happen, they can call for one anytime they feel one is necessary. So yes, very good. Pick another one for us.
I will do orange for 50.
Okay. So what will taking a leadership role in the IEP process give you?
It will give you knowledge and it will empower you to take charge.
Yes, that's exactly what we were looking for. It gives you a sense of empowerment. So by taking an active role in your IEP and your education. So very good. Brandon, pick another one for us.
Let's go with pink for 20.
Okay. So name another accommodation that can be included in an IEP.
Papers with larger print on them, so they're easier to read.
Yes, definitely. They can request that all of their handouts and worksheets be in enlarged print so they can see better. That's a very common accommodation for, especially with people or students with visual disabilities that maybe can't see as well, and they get up in very enlarged print. So yes, definitely.
My turn.
Yeah, pick one more for us, John.
Can I do parts of employment yellow and I want C30?
C30 is actually already taken. We got C40 and C50 left. Which one would you like, John?
C40.
Okay. So name me another part of an IEP.
Schedule of service.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. Provides a schedule of services that the student might receive. So, very good. Okay, Christina, let's have this one for you. It's the last one on parts to an IEP. So name another part to an IEP.
Assist an aid to help with tests, like to read the questions.
That would be under accommodations, which is a part of an IEP, but on this particular one is social, any social or behavioral goals. An IEP can also include any social or behavioral goals. So if the student wants to work on behaving a little better, or any social goals, like they could have a social goal, they want to make 2 new friends this school year, they can have that listed in the IEP. So the students and teachers can, or so the teachers and parents can help them actually work towards their goal. So yeah, and we have one left, and I'm going to ask myself this one, so I can be kind of a part of it. But we want one more accommodation that is covered in an IEP, and we actually briefly said this one earlier, but you can also have a personal aid. Like if you're having if students having a bunch of trouble, it needs a little more assistance just to get through the tasks that he needs to do today. You can request that. They will not tell you about it because they don't really like doing it, but they will provide you one. A lot of people don't know this, but just because your student is classified as ESC, the school gets more money for your student being at that school than they would if he didn't have any disabilities, just classified regular. So that's in that extra money they get's how they pay for special accommodations like this. So yeah, so we actually got through that fairly at a good pace, but we hope you learned something today. All of these questions actually came out of our council wrote an IEP guide a few years ago. This is actually a copy of it I have right here. We called it Navigating Your IEP. And actually most, if not all of our questions off the board today came from this. We wanted to write a guide that at a real easy level that was understandable and you could follow along and learn how to navigate through your IEP. It was very easy to read. We wrote it at, I believe it was a 3rd grade reading level. So we encourage you to, we actually usually give these out for free at our booth at Cafe every year, but if you would like a copy, you can contact our youth advisor in the Family Cafe office, and they would be happy to mail you one, or more than one if you want a few copies to give to anybody. We just encourage you to take. We also have a PDF version of it on our website right now. You can go to it's floridayouthcouncil.com. And under the navigational link up top, there's one that says IEP guide. And we encourage you to check it out and share it with everybody you know. And we hope you've enjoyed this virtual session of IEP Jeopardy today. Before we wrap this up, would any other council members want to add anything in that I may be forgetting?
Nope.
Well, in that case, we will get on out of here, and we hope you've enjoyed this virtual IEP Jeopardy session hosted by the Florida Youth Council at this year's virtual Family Cafe Conference. Thank you, and hope to see you back in person next year. Have a nice day.